on. We are live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, I greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching this on the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I know I wasn't planning on doing a live stream today as well as tomorrow. Tomorrow, I may be able to step away, but chances are probably not because tomorrow's the actual wedding. Wasn't planning on doing a live stream tonight because I had to do the which I'm still in a food coma. I am I ate way too much, but we did a little rehearsal dinner and all that stuff. So, but after today, I was like, I wasn't gonna do one. I just wanted to come home and go to sleep, man. I'm in a food coma. But Dodgers walked off, home run, and then we got and then on top of that, we got Lakers starting 2-0 for the first time in 13 years. Last time Lakers were 2-0 was back in 2010, 2011. So I was like, I got to do a live stream. I got to tough it out. I had to tough it out for you all, and we got to do a live stream because I was like, we got to talk about it. So yes, just gonna do a brief, little 20 or probably 30-minute live stream because I do got to get to bed early because got the wedding, my buddy's wedding, not my wedding, it's my buddy's wedding. But I am the best man in the wedding, so I gotta be there extra early and do all that stuff. So, but yes, I am diving into the game real quick, and then I'll jump into the chat. I see all of you popping in. Keep throwing those questions. I'll try to get through as many as I can. But this game was the Laker game. Well, first off, Dodgers walk up. Freddie Freeman, I love it. Right, first you see, right, it was looking bleak. It was like, and then Shuey gets out, and you're like, oh no, please don't. This is really gonna happen because we got to play 3 games in a row in New York. It's like, and then they walked Betts, and then Freddie came up, and he knew as soon as he hit it, boom, you just saw him. He just put the bat up. But it was a beautiful thing. Love seeing that. Dodgers 1-0, 3 away from a World Series, and the last time the Dodgers won the World Series, the Lakers won the NBA championship, right? 2020. So hopefully, that history repeats itself. Dodgers win this year, Lakers follow suit. That would be a beautiful thing. But sticking to Lakers because this is a Lakers channel, I really love, this is the kind of game you need, right? This is the kind of game that I wanted to see. One, against one of the better offenses and likely will be one of the better offenses this year. 2, Lakers go into a hole. They were down 22 at one point. To go in that type of hole and be able to not only climb out of it, because you see a lot of games, teams will climb out of it and then they either lose or they'll squeak by and get a win. But to go from this is not working to throw out the game plan, we're gonna actually make adjustments. We're actually gonna change our approach right now, and then go into the half, and then just completely not just come back and make things interesting, right? Not the fake comebacks that the Lakers are that we've been accustomed to the last few years. No, literally come back and end up pulling off the win. That is huge. That is something that is just. This is like I said, this is what you wanted to see. You wanted this type of game from the Lakers where, it's looking bleak. It's man, here we go. Lakers are about to get ran through. And then, nope. Coaching staff makes the proper adjustments. Coaching staff makes the proper changes. Continue to see Anthony Davis just dominate. 2 games in a row, getting 35 plus. I think he finished with 35, right? What did he finish with? He finished with 35 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 11 of 18 from the floor, and 0 threes. It's good. Like I said, I don't mind him taking the occasional 3. I just don't want him taking high volumes of 3s. So I really like that. LeBron was much better this game. Rui Hachimura continues to be very efficient, very good. I really like what we're seeing from Rui. His rebounding, again, has been better, really rebounding and attacking the glass correctly. It's not just the wins, right? Because that's the thing. Even after game 1, get a lot of the naysayers that are like, "Oh, it's just one game, you won." But it's how, and it's how the Lakers are winning, and two, it's how the Lakers look, right? Like, even if they did lose this game, they just look and feel different, right? Like, even game one, it was like, even if they lost that game, it looked and felt different. Obviously, we need the wins. Obviously, the wins matter, right? I'm not saying, like, you can look as great as you want, but if you can't win, who cares, right? You still have to win games. But the point is that trusting the process is what I think is so important. Right? You see the Lakers sticking to the game plan, sticking to the script, playing the way that we want to see them play. And I really love the brand of basketball that the Lakers are playing right now. They're playing real basketball, and it's really having that impact and going a long way. And I really love what we're seeing here. But in general, this was just a great game from several key pieces. Dalton Connect continued to be fine. He shot 50% from three, 40%, 2 of 5 from two. So his two shots were those threes. Just a couple assists, got a rebound, got a steal, was getting after it. Gave you 8 points. Jackson Hayes was perfect from the floor, 3 of 3, and also gave you 6 rebounds, 4 assists, which was very impressive. 1 steal, 1 block. Jackson Hayes actually looks and has looked very good. I still want to kind of see how does he look like against kind of the bigger teams, like, because you look at the first game, it's like he's going up against like Naz Reid and Julius Randle in the paint, and then this game, it's like, yeah, he's going through Nurk, and Plumlee and stuff like that, but overall, like the help and stuff is not like huge, but I really do like what we're seeing from Jackson Hayes. I think he's been very good. Max Christie only took 1 shot, but he made it at least, gave you 3 rebounds. He only played 11 minutes, so he was limited. D'Lo continues to struggle. We really need D'Lo to figure it out. I like that he's doing other things. I like that D'Lo defensively is getting after it, dishing out assists. He had 5 assists still. And he's doing other things on the basketball court, but we need him to score the basketball. He's starting to look like the odd man out here, which he's probably getting traded regardless, right? Like D'Lo's, I would be pretty surprised if D'Lo is on the Lakers, but come the end of the trade deadline. But as long as he's on this team right now, we really need D'Lo to be the best version of himself. He started slow last year and then really picked it up and became the D'Lo that was breaking Laker records and stuff like that. We need him to kind of figure out his shooting. Need him to figure out how to put the ball in the hoop. I mean, 1 of 6, 1 of 3 is just, it's unacceptable. Right? You gotta hit shots. You gotta make shots, right? You gotta provide what this team needs. Again, obviously, I want to see what else you can do. Bad games happen, but you're starting to see a pattern this season, and I don't want the slow starting D'Lo to end up continuing, where it takes him a quarter of the season or something like that. We need him to be the best version of himself if we want to pull off wins. The only kind of bright side to D'Lo right now is that we saw this before and he picked it up and he figured it out. So my hope is that kind of becomes a thing that he kind of figures it out. But Austin Reaves, getting an Austin Reaves. This is the Austin Reaves that we need. I'm not saying he has to give you 26 a game, right? But it's the do everything, control the game, and hit shots. Right? I've been very critical of Reaves, but rightfully so. The guy couldn't shoot. Now, I'm not expecting him to go 5 of 7 and shoot 71% from 3 every game. It's not what I'm expecting him to do, but at least I need consistency, right? We've seen games like this from Reaves last year, and then he'd have 3 or 4 games where he was pedestrian, right? We need him to continue to be aggressive. I love his aggression. I love the way he's getting after it. Attacking defenses, making plays. He's been much better as a playmaker. I don't like the 4 turnovers. He led the team in turnovers, but he's been much better as a playmaker. And this type of offense, this style of offense is perfect for Austin Reaves because it's not – the reason I don't like Reaves at the point guard position is because he's not a great – he's not a playmaker. He can make plays, right? But he's not this like super gifted, like he's just Chris Paul out there wheeling and dealing. But with the style of offense that we're running, you don't need him to be. You just need him to be able to make plays, right? You just need him to be able to run the basics. And you saw that, right? Him getting into the teeth of the defense and then the cutter coming along. And it's just an easy, just little dump pass, little bounce pass right to the cutting Hayes or the cutting AD, right? This type of offense that the Lakers are running is like tailor-made for Austin Reaves. And if he can continue to shoot well, I'm not saying he has to shoot the lights out, right? But if he can shoot consistently enough and can shoot well enough, then I really do believe that Austin Reaves, you can justify, if you go and get another piece or two, right? Like sliding him to the point if that's what ends up needing to happen. But yeah. But getting in the chat, like I said, I'm not gonna go the usual, like hour and a half, 2 hours or whatnot. I'm just gonna try to power through this, and then let's get an idea. Because like I said, I got a wedding in the morning, so it's got to be a long night and then a long morning. So let's get into it. Oh man, what a day for LA Facts. Man, saying I was nervous about the Dodgers game is an understatement, man. I've never been that nervous. But I've never been that ecstatic for a game since Lakers 2020. Yes, I mean that as soon as Freddie Freeman, as soon as it hit his bat, he knew, right? He hit it and he just turned and just put the bat up, did the little bat flip, took his walk. What a beautiful moment, man! What a beautiful game. It was looking bleak, man. It was not looking very good. You're just like, oh man, like when they gave up that run. I don't remember who it was, but literally stole 2 bases to get in a scoring position, and then they were able to bring him home, and it was just like, oh no, they're going to lose this game. Now all the pressure is on the Dodgers because they have to win the next one. Otherwise, they're down 0-2, and they're going back to New York for 3 straight games, right? Like this had another version where it was just a complete disaster. And Freddie Freeman, man, saved the day. Let's go. You made it. Yes. Yes. Like I said, if I could, I would do it. Tomorrow, I'm pretty confident I'm not going to be able to do it. Like I said, maybe I can sneak away for like a quick thing or something, or maybe not a live stream, but like a quick video or something after the game. But we're going to be out late. We got, like I said, the wedding, and then you got the reception after, and the reception isn't going to be over till late. So, and I can't be like, oh, well, I'm just going to go do a live stream in the parking lot or something, right? Like, so I don't know. I'll try to figure it out. We'll see. If it's not too late, then I might try to do a live stream tomorrow as well. But in the meantime, you got me for right now. Yes, Los Angeles City of W's. I love it. Oh, you got the person that's Big Mad. The Big Mad is in the chat. And you didn't even spell Dodgers right. Spell the Dodgers correctly. If you're gonna criticize the Dodgers, at least be smart enough to spell it correctly. We got our AR game. Exactly. I loved what we saw from AR today. We need to continue. To me, again, it's about the consistency. We saw him have great games last year, but it's just he was incredibly he was consistently inconsistent. I really want AR. I'm a fan of AR. I hyped up AR numerous times. I've been critical of AR recently, but it's been warranted, right? It's been worthy. I'm not just criticizing Austin Reaves just for fun. I'm criticizing Austin Reaves because we know what kind of player he can be. This is that type of player. I'm not saying he has to go and shoot 70% from 3 and 80% from the floor. I'm not saying he has to go and drop 26 and 8 a game. But I need him to consistently put it together, whatever that consistency is. If it's 15, 5, and 5, fine, perfect. Right? But it has to be efficient and it has to be game to game. Obviously, bad games happen. Obviously, good games happen. Right? I don't care about the outliers. I care about, out of 10 games, what does he look like in 8 of them? No, he might have that game where he goes and gives you 30. And then he has that game where he gives you 3. And it's just like, But what about the games in between? That's what I worry about. What's going on, Daniel? Yes, happy Friday and LA champs. I'm a simple man. I was on Lakers Nation as stands come live. I go to said, well, thank you. I really do appreciate that. Seriously, thank you. Thank God no more. Yeah, seriously, facts, right? Because that Lakers are notorious for that, right? Like Lakers are very, very Hey, oh, we're coming back. Oh, nope, psych, and then the rug pull. But I appreciate you coming on over here. Thank you so much. I really do. Lakers, Dodgers, USC. Yeah, 100%. Gotta love it. Got to love it. But also, like, it's not even just like, obviously, the fake comebacks are important, but um, again, it was just the adjustments. This wasn't like Lakers came back and it was a tight, because guys come back from 20 points all the time, right? And then you see them, they'll lose, or they'll squeak out the win at the end. I really liked, obviously a win is a win, I'll take it, but I also liked that it wasn't like, it was control, right? Like, it wasn't just like the Lakers. And look, I talked about it. Phoenix is a great matchup for the Lakers because they don't defend and they're undersized, and the Lakers can just dominate the interior. It also helps when you shoot well, but the Lakers did exactly what you wanted them to do. They made the adjustments, they stuck to the game plan, and they controlled the game the rest of the way. Got in a little bit of a hole. It happens, right? You're gonna over an 82 game season. There's gonna be at least another handful of these games, right? And you're probably gonna lose a game or two. That's fine. It happens, but can you still stick to the game plan? Can you still make the adjustments? Like I said, it's how the Lakers look. People are like, oh, it's just one game, it's just two games, it's just that. But it's not just about, obviously wins matter. We need the wins. Not what I'm trying to say here, but it's how do they play? Right? Think of like San Antonio, old school dominant San Antonio. People always like, oh, it's boring, but they always played the same way. They always played the same style of basketball. Look at the Golden State Warriors, right? They always stick to the plan, whether they're up 20 or down 20. They stick to the plan. They're a well-oiled machine because they know 9 out of 10 times their style of play is going to win, right? That's what the Lakers are doing, and that's what is so exciting about this Lakers team. Yeah, pulled a Kirk Gibson. Yeah, I was watching a video earlier, and they had the side by side. I thought that was cool. Joe Davis quote the late Vin Scully from the Grand Slam with the "She is gone." Yeah, only thing he didn't say is, in a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened here. Damn, my boy Tyler has responsibilities. They grow up so fast. Look at him being an adult. I know it's tough. It's tough being an adult. But no, I'm very thankful. Somebody wants me. One, somebody wants me in the wedding. Two, to be the best man. All that stuff. But yeah, believe me, I have plenty of responsibilities. I know I make it look easy. I come on, do the live streams, talk Lakers all day. I know I make it easy, but believe me, I got 5 kids and a lot going on. But nonetheless, we're here. Man, I appreciate you. No, but seriously, I really do appreciate you. Steaks coming in hot, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Great win. Phoenix was going to cool down eventually. Yeah, and again, it's just the adjustments and changes that the Lakers made. I really enjoyed and appreciated that. Again, the adjustments and changes were made. It wasn't just like let's throw our hands up, put our hands in our pockets, and maybe we pull it out or not. No, it was, hey, this isn't working. Let's change this. These are the points where we can attack, right? You see, guys, the offense being a little more fluid, pounding through Anthony Davis, things like that. Like, those are the kind of things that make me excited for this team going forward. Obviously, I love the wins, right? I want the wins, but I also want the Lakers I want to be able to see, like, what do they look like in these type of situations, right? It's easy when you're winning start to finish, like in the Minnesota game, when you get a lead and you never look back. That's easy. But what does it look like when you're in a whole 22 points? Is it another like Lakers fake comeback, right? Like, no, it wasn't. It was a completely different vibe, and that's what I love about this. That's what I love that we saw with these Lakers. But again, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. 2020 vibes. Yes. Like I said earlier, last time Dodgers won the World Series, the Lakers won the championship. So, man, the traffic that is going on in LA right now, probably didn't seen before. But hey, if I'm LA traffic, if I was at one of those games, yeah, man, LA traffic's probably a nightmare. I mean, LA traffic's a nightmare, period. Now, add in Dodgers and the Lakers. LA, baby. Yes, yes. Credits to Dalton Connect. It's not going to show up on the box scores, but he helped the Lakers 100%. How do you feel about D'Lo? He's got to get himself together, right? Like, we can't have. Last year, he started slow and then finished with the historically great season. Problem is that like we just can't afford it. We need him, right? He's right now looking like the odd man out, right? And you're seeing again Reaves hopefully can consistently put this together. Not saying he has to shoot 70% from the three and give you 26, but we need him to start consistently putting quality, efficient games together. If he can do that, and D'Lo can again give us some quality, efficient games like we saw last year, Lakers might end up being a top 3 seed, right? But if D'Lo is kind of the heel, and the Achilles heel, and he's just causing like he's just. I like that he's doing other things. I like that he's getting after it defensively. I like that he's making plays, just like Austin Reaves. When I said, I'm critical of Austin Reaves, but I'm like, hey, I love that he's being aggressive. I love that he's in attack mode. I love his defense, his improved rebounding, right? I like, but you gotta score the basketball, right? Like D'Lo, if D'Lo was some like stout defender, just lock down absolute clamps, well then fine. Like you can kind of justify him out there, but he's not that guy. I like that he's getting after it. I like that he's trying, but you're there to do one thing and one thing only, and that's to put the ball in the hoop. You're there to score the basketball. And if you can't do that consistently, then we gotta look elsewhere. Rui has been solid for 2 straight games, 100%. Great to see. Not as efficient, but still contributing. Lakers need Rui and AR to hit 15 or more points for the Lakers to be successful this year. Agreed. Look, I talked about it. I think there's a genuine argument for Rui to be a bigger focal point in the offense this season. I really do think that he's a guy that he's a mismatch on most nights. He's so efficient in the mid-range. And then his size, physicality, that lower center of gravity just makes it tough for guys his size to defend him when they don't have the weight behind them. And then the people that do, he usually can just get by, right? So, or just shoot over the top of. So he's a guy that I really do like seeing, and I want to see him continue to be more of a focal point. No, and yeah, I mean, obviously you want from 3. I mean, he shot what 50% from 3. What was he? He was 50% from 3. But 41.7% overall. You need that a little better, right? Comeback game where LeBron James doesn't have scored 30. That's another big point, right? I also love LeBron's been playing within the offense, right? Like that's like a genuine concern, right? Like. We talked about it here on the channel that I thought LeBron would buy in, that I thought LeBron would do what is necessary, but you never really know, right? When a guy's played 22 seasons and, his entire career has basically been, I'm the guy. And when all else fails, I'm going to get the ball and I'm just going to be the offense, where instead it's like things are going bad and it's like, hey, keep sticking to the game plan. LeBron's still playing it. LeBron's going to get 20 a game just being out there, right? It's LeBron. He's going to get his 20 a night. Right. But can he do that while staying within the realm of what the team is trying to do? And he's done a really good job of that. Really good job of that. And you're seeing like when LeBron goes to the bench and gets rest, this team can maintain or do better. Right. Because they're sticking in the office, sticking in the game plan. It's not just this clunkiness. Right. Same thing with Anthony Davis goes to the bench. Right. Like that's a big difference, Let's see. The Darvin Ham Lakers are not coming back in this game, but the JJ Redick looks completely different. Agreed. I am with you. Can we sign Dwight Howard and Lonnie Walker fourth and trade D'Lo? I mean, we can't sign them right now. You'd have to unload 2 guys, which you can't waive guys. So you'd have to trade to go bring those guys in. If the Lakers were to pull off like some big haul, say they went and trade for Zach LaVine, as an example, right? And now you have you need to fill 2 roster spots, sure. Like Dwight Howard makes some sense. My concern is Dwight hasn't played in 2 years or longer. How long it's been? So what does he look like? Now, granted, you're not asking him to play a huge role, but still, you need him to at least be able to contribute out there. And he's not 32, right? So, like, what does that look like? Lonnie Walker, I love Lonnie Walker, and I know Lonnie Walker is like a big Laker favorite, but like he's going to end up going to who is it? What was it? Shanghai or something like that offered him a big contract. He's going to end up going and playing overseas. Lonnie Walker, like, where does Lonnie Walker slot right now? You know, like who is Lonnie Walker playing over? That's the problem. Like, if we had a need for like a guard off the bench to score and get buckets, right? Like, sure, but it's just like where do you slot? Is he playing over D'Lo? Probably not. Right? Like, D'Lo just does other things besides scoring the basketball. And when D'Lo does start figuring out his offense, he can give you more production than Lonnie Walker. Lonnie Walker, would be nice to have his rim pressure, but you know, he lacks defense. Like, there's a reason Lonnie Walker can't get a job, right? I get we love Lonnie Walker, but it's just like where does he go? Where do you put him in? You know, but yeah, JJ Redick is better than Darvin Ham, 100%, like without a doubt. We're going 81-1. I would love that, but I wouldn't hold my breath on that. Look, I said 52 games. I said I believe the Lakers win 52 games. I think they go 52-30. And so far, I'm 50 games away from that being a reality. I'm telling you all, this is Mac's second season because Darvin Ham did. I mean, it's really his first season, right? Because his first 2 years played under Darvin Ham, and he got inconsistent minutes. I made an entire video breaking down both Max Christie and Dalton Knecht, and I literally said in that video that you got to treat this season as Max Christie's rookie year because it really is in a lot of ways. Yes, he has experience to some level more than Dalton Knecht, but he never really got an opportunity. What you want Dalton Knecht and Max Christie to do, neither of those two have ever really had to do at an NBA level, right? So there's going to be a curve. There's going to be a little bit of a process, but I trust that they'll both figure it. I mean, Dalton Knecht's been fine for what you need him to do. Max Christie is the one that's got to kind of find his footing a little more, right? Like I said, I've said this in the last live stream. Like, let's give it, 20, 25, maybe 30 games before we really start being critical or over, congratulatory of, sorry, or over congratulatory of these two guys, right? Like, let's let them get their legs under them, let them kind of get a feel and figure it out, and then we'll take it from there. Will LeBron and Davis play tomorrow? LeBron said he's playing tomorrow, so I imagine, yeah, especially this early. I can see them sitting like later on in the season. But right now, I think it's too early to sit on a back-to-back. And you have momentum, right? And Sacramento has owned you the last 4 years. So it'd be nice to kind of, pull out a win here. Lakers should bring back Dwight, Danny Green, Rondo. Danny Green retired. Danny Green, his knees fell apart. And didn't Rondo just get arrested again? Yes, sir. Jackson Hayes looks different. 100% looks different this year. If we get a backup, I hope we keep him. Look, I've said this. I like Jackson Hayes. I just like him as our third big, right? I like him. What did he play tonight? He only played 15 minutes, something like that. What did he play? He played 17 minutes. So I like him in that just high energy, coming off the bench, giving you, 12 to 17 minutes of just floor running. He gives you different looks, right? Than an Anthony Davis. Then let's say you get a Walker Kessler, right? Let's use those two guys as an example. Jackson Hayes gives you a completely different look than those two guys. So I like Jackson Hayes on this one. And Jackson Hayes is 24, right? That's something else we got to keep in mind. He still had, people want, I see people we should have kept Colin Castleton. I can't believe we let him go. Well, Jackson Hayes is the same age as Castleton. Christian Coloco, this, that, and the other. Jackson Hayes is the same age as Christian Coloco, right? You look at these guys, right? Other guys we want, we got to go get this guy, we got to go get that guy. He'd be a great development big. And it's well, Jackson Hayes is the same age as those guys, right? So it's just it's something that I feel a lot of people lose perspective on, that he's still very young. There's still a lot of room for growth and upside. I don't mind keeping Jackson Hayes long-term, right? If you told me, hey, Lakers re-sign Jackson Hayes next year, chef kiss. Let's go. Right? Because I really do like Jackson Hayes, and I really do think he can develop into a solid player. But right now, if we're being like serious, then I think that the Lakers they need another big man, and Jackson Hayes as your third big. Let's see, played a pretty big role in Lakers getting this win. Yes, agreed. Suns were on the verge of running away with this game. Kinnick made a bunch of plays to get Lakers back in it. Yeah, don't underestimate the little subtleties, like you mentioned earlier, the things that don't show up in the box score. JJ Redick is the coach we needed. Hopefully, Lakers can go 10-0 in the first 10 games. I would love that. Obviously, I'm not expecting that. Like I said, they need to go at least 3-2 in these first 5. So you spread that out into 10 games, right? So you're talking 6-4 or something like that. No, if they're 7-3 through the first 10 games, given like the back-to-backs and how tough the schedule is and stuff like that, I think that that's a huge success. Even 6-4, I would be thrilled on. But I mean, obviously, look, if we can go 10-0, I would give me that, right? I'm not saying that they can't. I'm not saying that they won't. Their schedule's pretty tough, right? I mean, the back-to-backs and then the road trip and all that stuff to start the season. It's just I don't want to get too ahead, but I don't think it's impossible. Suns have same issues with us since 2021. No answer for 80 EFX. I don't expect us to beat the Kings second night back-to-back. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily do either. I do think that these Lakers can, from what we've seen. I wholeheartedly believe that they can. I think this Lakers team can beat anybody. But if they drop this, like I had this one as an L. Again, not saying that they won't and can't beat them, especially Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis is going to take this game personal because of the narrative and story behind him and Sabonis, right? But I would like to see them get the win. If they don't, I don't think it's like oh, start to panic, right? Like, oh no, it's season's over. No, Lakers will be fine. You're gonna lose a game here and there occasionally. I want my Rockets to get D'Lo. We don't need Steven Adams anyway. Hey, Steven Adams would be solid as that big physical guy. Let's go, bro. 2-0. You gotta love it. Got to love it. It's a beautiful thing. First time since 2010, 2011, Phil Jackson was the head coach. We definitely should have gone after Tyus Jones when the front office wasn't twiddling with the thumbs all off. I would have liked Tyus Jones, especially in that backup. Would have been solid. Just get D'Lo gone, and we can be a good team. Yeah, I mean, at the rate it's going, yeah. If D'Lo doesn't figure it out, turn it around, yeah, you got it. Hey, Tyler, what's your opinion on Dennis Smith Jr.? Why has he not been signed? And could he help the Lakers as a backup point guard? I mean, Dennis Smith Jr. is kind of easy as to why he doesn't extend. He doesn't do anything great, right? And he's very inconsistent. He has moments, he has games. You even see the occasional stress. But when you think of Dennis Smith Jr., outside of athleticism, athletic, what does he do great? What does he do well? Right? He's not a great shooter, not great mid-range, not a great finisher, not a great playmaker. Right? That's the problem. He kind of gets lost and lets up defensively at times. Right? That's really what it is. If you just needed a cheap option, right? Let's say the Lakers pulled off a couple trades and it's we could use another guard, right? I don't hate the idea of bringing in Dennis Smith Jr. I don't at all. He actually had a solid season last year, but it's the problem. I mean, it's just he doesn't do anything well enough to warrant him over, say, a project point guard, or most of the top teams already have their guy, right? So unless an injury or something happens to one of these teams, it's hard to, where does he slot in, right? And you could have him on the roster just to have him on the roster, but it's one of those things where it's where does he make sense? We can't do this another year. D'Lo will have random hot game with 6 or 7 threes, and then people say he's a key piece. He had 3 years. They got to trade him. Lakers are honestly better without Lakers. I think even if D'Lo D'Lo could average 38 and 8 the rest of this season until the trade deadline, and the Lakers will still trade him if they can, right? Just because, again, he's the odd man out, even if he is great. My point is that, like, as long as he's on this team, we need the best version of him possible. We need him to be able to shoot the ball with some efficiency, with some regularity. Austin is him. Yes, he was definitely this game. Yes, an expiring contract. Yeah, we'll be able to trade him. He'll be much more valuable once we get to the trade deadline. What's going on, Mars? Appreciate you. What's up, boy? I'll take Steven Adams. Yeah, Steven Adams would be solid. Hey, Laker fans, do you want Steven Adams? I wouldn't mind Steven Adams at all. Gives you that. He's an excellent rebounder. Gives you that strength. Everyone pitched in for the win. Cough, cough, except D'Lo. Yeah, D'Lo. I mean, D'Lo did some stuff out there, but he's not. He hasn't looked good, which is a real problem. Steven Adams for Cameron. This game reminded me a lot of the Dallas game right after we got D'Lo, Vando, and Beasley. Stuck with them despite the hot start, long enough for them to cool off. A great win all around. Yeah. Honestly, D'Lo needs to dye his hair back, bro. What happened to Reddish? Hey, he's fine. He's still out there. It's just, where do you slot him in, right? Like, problem is he's just a liability offensively. 2-0 sounds and feels really good, right? 100%, without a doubt. Feels just, okay. We haven't experienced this in 13 years. It's wild, 14 years, whatever it's been. This is the version of Austin Reaves we want. Yes, exactly. I really liked what we seen from Austin Reaves, but everything again. What do I keep saying? When he can knock down shots, it opens everything else up. When he's 0 of 5 from 3, it makes things so much harder for him because teams just sag off of him. Right? I mean, even Minnesota, you saw starting to sag off of him and just kind of let him shoot. And then he's trying to get into the teeth of the defense. He's trying to do things, and they're like just hounding him when he gets in there because now you become predictable. Now I know what you want to do because you can't shoot. But when he's starting to knock down threes and teams have to challenge, and now he can attack closeouts and he can kind of get into the teeth of the defense and he can run and you got all this ball, all these player movement, and he can kind of just find the occasional cutter or find the open kick out man and all that stuff. It makes things so much easier for him. He's playing good for the Bucks. This is the start of the end for Chris Middleton, probably. The biggest mistake Milwaukee made was trading Drew Holiday over Chris Middleton. They should have traded Chris Middleton. Jazz Chisholm Jr. Is the player you were looking for when he stole. Yeah, thank you. Yes, that's who it was. I knew it was in there. It's just been a while now. And like I said, I'm struggling. Yeah, he did almost okay. We had so much food, and they just kept bringing, it was almost comical. They just kept bringing food, right? It was great. Like, the food was great. I loved it. But at a certain point, you're just like, oh, please. You're just like so stuffed. And I got fitted for my suit and stuff. So it's like tomorrow I'm going to have to go and I already got the dad bod. Last thing I need is an even bigger dad bod. Rockets won D'Lo. We need bench production. Yeah, if you could turn D'Lo into two quality bench players. Yeah, I would love 3-0. I would love to see Lakers just handle business against the what am I going to say? I'm half here against the King. D'Lo and Vincent are now players and acquire a Kessler. I mean, good. Kessler needs to play bad so we can get him. Yeah, I love Walker Kessler. Rams won, Dodgers won, and Lakers won. Yes, it's very true. Bro, I thought we were screwed. I stopped watching the game after the first quarter because the Suns can't miss. Holy, maybe I should stop watching Laker games to win. Whatever we got to do, Cloud. If that's what you have to do so we win every game, then stop watching Laker games. No, I appreciate you. It is. It's awesome. It's great to see. Reddish was out for personal reasons tonight. Was he? Oh, he didn't play at all today. I just thought he just wasn't playing because where do you slot him in? Let's see. Tyler, you said you thought J.J. Redick would be an upgrade over Darvin Ham, and so far you're right on the money. I liked J.J. Redick. The first video I ever made about J.J. Redick and talked about J.J. Redick was when we didn't even know he was wanting to be a head coach. And it was even before the Laker thing. It was when he interviewed for, who was it, the Charlotte Hornets, just randomly. And I was like, why aren't we talking to J.J. Redick? And everyone was like, why? That's stupid. He's this, that. And I was just like, no, he's a great basketball mind. And look at history has told you. Like, you get these guys, and we've seen him be able to simplify and understand the game. It's just, it made sense, right? Obviously, it's been 2 games, but you already see the great improvements. You already seen this. It looks like a completely different basketball team. Facts for AR to take the next step. He has to be consistent. Exactly. That's the thing. Again, like, people think like, oh, you're just an AR hater. You're just this. Again, I was one of the biggest AR supporters on the internet for like a year. I mean, I was hyping this man up like he was the second coming of Michael Jordan. But again, like, we have to be fair, right? Like, and as much as I like Austin Reaves, as much as I think he has potential to be a real like piece for the Lakers this year, that can impact winning and help us win a championship, he has to be that, right? Like, how long am I supposed to give him leeway? It's like, you got a year and a half now at this point, right? Like, that's my only thing. He could be out for the next 80 games. I like the rotation a lot right now. I wonder how it's gonna be integrating Vando when he's back. Yeah, like, so I've talked like about this before in my thought process on it. I see JJ kind of utilizing him as a specialty guy, right? Like, I see JJ Redick utilizing him as like like 12 to 16, like 3 to 4 minutes a quarter. It's like, hey, you see Luka, stop him, right? And that's kind of his whole scheme, right? That's his whole shtick. That's kind of how I look at it. I think we're bad luck for the Lakers, man. Don't worry. This Lakers team is gonna pull through for us. They came back, actually won this game. I'm still in shock. Yeah, I feel it. What a night for LA, and the Rams beat the Vikings last night. Yep. What was better, this comeback or Clippers comeback last year? I still think I'm taking the Clippers. Clippers comeback against you talk about the Suns game where they were down. Where are they down, like 25 or whatever, late, came back and won. I mean, move your bias and just from a basketball perspective, yeah, that Clippers comeback was impressive. Because it was also like late, right? It wasn't like in the fourth. But F them Clippers, go Lakers. Is JJ a good coach? What do you think? Is that towards me or is that somebody else? If that's towards me, yeah. I mean, JJ Redick is fantastic, right? I mean, again, you already see the clear differences, right? You already see the competence, the adjustments, the actual play style, right? Guys buying it. Like, it's different, right? Like, I mentioned it earlier. Like, obviously, we want the wins. Wins matter. Wins are important. But it's how we're playing. It's how we look, right? We're not just, it's how we're winning. We're not just winning because, we're shooting the lights out, right? Because not all wins are the same. Lakers shoot 70% from 3, right? It's like, yeah, okay, well, yeah, you're not beating anybody like that. But no, it's like Lakers shot poorly and dominated, right? Start to finish. Why? Because they had actual schemes. They had defensive designs. They had offensive designs, right? Like, you see actual coaching, right? Like, JJ Redick went into the half and made adjustments. You saw the Lakers come out with a different game plan, a different strategy, and it worked. Lakers didn't just squeak out this win. Lakers took the lead and never looked back. All right, so 2 top teams in the Western Conference in the NBA period, the Lakers got the lead on and just never looked back. All right, that's the difference. JJ's coaching won the game, yes. Made the in-game, yeah, exactly. That's my biggest thing, the in-game adjustments. Making Jackson Hayes serve as a big man effects. All right, I'm going to power through a couple more questions and then get on out of here. Because like I said, I gotta be up early tomorrow, and I need to get some videos pre-recorded for you guys for tomorrow. Because like I said, I'm gonna be at a wedding all day, so got some work and gonna be late. So uh, let's see. All I'm going to say is chat go hard on the boy salute. Let's go. Gotta love it. Loose goose. The Austin Reaves disrespect will be steady, Tyler. You'll be held accountable for the crimes against AR. See, the problem, Loose, is that everyone's gonna think like you mean that. Lakers 82-0, Tyler. Don't talk about losing. Yeah, that's true, Vex. Suns were shooting like 70% from three. A hole is expected. JJ and the Lakers held strong. It's like the game, but that's what I love about this team is I mentioned it earlier. I don't know if you're here earlier, but I mentioned earlier, like you look at the old school San Antonio Spurs. You look at like the Golden State Warriors. No matter what, whether they're down 20 or they're up 20, it's always the same scheme, right? You know, people call it boring. I call it beautiful because it is. That's how you're supposed to play. Play the right way. Share the basketball. Move the basketball. Lakers had what? 30 assists? What do I say? Every time the Lakers have over 30 assists, they never lose. They win every one of those games. What do the Lakers have assist-wise? They had 33 assists. And guess what? Lakers won. When the ball's moving and it's not sticking and it's not ISO ball and it's not heavy, this, that, and the other, guess what? You win. That's what it is. Every time. Every time. I didn't really like Booker taking that shot. Yeah, I mean, I get that, right? Because it's like, it's the like unwritten rule. You got to be nice. You got to be, you're not supposed to take those shots at the end. But I've never really had a problem with it either way. If in a blowout, I get it. But Phoenix, they were the team that was losing. So, who would have won easily? Wood and Van. I think Wood and Vando coming back is gonna be great. Best buddies now. Great minds think alike. Let's see. Scoped out a book. Imagine if we had him. I'm telling you. 5 kids is crazy, Tyler. I would have more. Believe me. I gotta be more successful on YouTube to start pumping out more kids. But I love it. I always wanted a big family. I always wanted a bunch of kids. So fact that I am blessed enough to get that, I love it. I am very, very thankful. Reeves balled out. Yes, facts. Need the consistency. All Reeves showed is when we have a consistent 20 plus point efficient score, we look lethal. Yeah, 100%. Which is why I want Zach LaVine so bad. Tyler, you said the Lakers hired JJ Redick. You thought he would be a good coach. Yeah, so far he's making me look very good. Dude's been busy. Darvin Ham's clipboard, yeah, Vex. LaVine is better than every guard on the roster by yet. That's facts. No, I'm late, but I hope you see this. Of course. God, I'm so happy. LA all day, every day. 2-0. And the Freddie Freeman Dodgers. Freeman, me, and my parents. I was watching, and we celebrated so good. I love it, LeBron. And yeah, that was talk about a just chef kiss moment, right? Like, and then he knew as soon as that hit his bat, he looked at it, pointed up to the crowd to the bat, took a couple steps, did the backflip or the bat flip, and it was like, let's go. Money. But all right, let's do a couple more. I really have been starting the Dodgers this playoffs. So I'm still trying to understand the game, but I'm glad my dad got me into this. Way more excited with the Dodgers, but Lakers winning is plus, yeah, right? When both win, it's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. 3 more, baby. Come on. Yes, we're right there. 3 more. Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves was fantastic this game. I'll get an Austin Reaves video up either tomorrow or the next day. Austin Reaves needs to hit the weight some days. Even if D'Lo gets stacked together, I'll still have zero confidence in come playoff time. Yeah, I mean, my hope, like I've talked about before, my hope is that um, the more he gets, the more games he gets under him, the better, right? Um, to keep glowing. 80 to go. Yes, 2 down. And 80, yeah, 80 more to go. Let's get it. Look, I'm not trying to jump to conclusions, but D'Lo has been underrated. Yeah. I'm glad Rui is being utilized properly. Agreed. And Reaves is playing like a dog. D'Lo had an off night, and LeBron didn't even need to try. Lakers looking good. 80 for MVP and connect for Rookie of the Year. Oh, gotta love it. Got to love it. I meant overrated. Um, let's see. Oh, you got the typical guy trying to justify. Mike Malone's about to start crying. There's always got to be the one. Right? There's always got to be somebody in there. I heard Lonzo Trier is coming back to the NBA G League draft chat. Really? I'm just happy we're able to come back from down 22. I feel like last year they would have came back and still lost. Yeah, more times than not. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, for what I sneezed. Thank you. Okay, here, let's from Guatemala City. Wow, shout out to you. Appreciate you. Thank you for popping in, Victor. Hey, Tyler, what's your opinion on Dennis Smith Jr. Both? I already dove into the Dennis Smith Jr. Appreciate you. I'm not really big on Dwight Howard either, personally. I'd rather just go and get somebody else. Now everyone forgot about Dan Hurley FX. I also think it's like poetic that like the first play of the Lakers, was like or preseason was right out of Dan Hurley's playbook. I still love that. Let's see what else. Yes, glad to see his three falling, and that's what I'm saying. Like as long if he can consistently, and again, I'm not saying he has to go 80% from three, but if he can consistently knock down the three ball, it opens up his game so much. It makes things so much easier. What's up, Tyler? How you doing, Marcus? I wouldn't mind re-signing Hayes, but as an energy guy, things aren't going well. He could be a spark type player, but I prefer more reliable. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like him as like your third big. Excuse me, AD gets the night off. You have him be your second big, right? But most nights he's your third. I appreciate you. Seriously, thank you. I really do. I appreciate you. Yes, isn't that amazing? Doesn't that just roll off the tongue so perfectly? Lakers undefeated. Lakers undefeated. Yeah, probably lose by 50. Reeves actually at play Boogie. Reeves has the capabilities. It's just again, it's the consistency. I want a Denver rematch too. I'm with it. Tyler, have you ever predicted the future? I mean, depends on to what extent. Like one of the reason I got the nickname Laker Damas was because started with Rui, because I made a video about Rui when I was like looking at all the teams and just kind of going through like who do I think is somebody that could come out of left field that the Lakers could trade for, and then I was like, oh, Lakers should go trade for Rui. And I made a whole video about Rui Hachimura. And literally like 2 hours after I posted the video, Lakers went and traded for Rui. And then we started talking in a live stream and everyone was like, Laker Damas, right? And then that's how I kind of got the nickname. But yeah, like stuff like that, like random stuff. I didn't really know. Like, but I mean, I've said stuff that have been right. I've said things that have been wrong. Incredibly wrong. People always go like, "Oh, you make all these trade videos and stuff like that, so of course you're gonna make." No, like, whenever I didn't say, like even the Utah trade. I wasn't like people like credited me and were like, "Oh, you were the one person I saw talk about the Utah trade," and I was like, "No, like that was talked about a year prior, right? Like that was just kind of building and brewing, right? Like, but like the Rui and the D'Lo, those are the two things that like I'm like, yeah, like those were the two things that like no one was talking about, no one saw coming that I like predicted. But even that, like most of the time, I'm just like talking, right? Like just messing with trolls or whatever. That one. I thought you were talking about because Clippers were down. They had wasn't it against Phoenix where Clippers were down like 30 or 25 or something like that, like in the fourth and came back and won. Give me that jacket. Give me that jacket, boo. That is. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. I do. I really like this jacket. This jacket's cool. I got this at like Ross, I think. I think I just like randomly. It's got like all these like, little patches. It's cool, and it's like super thin, so it's like perfect. It's not like super hot. It's like it's more of a windbreaker than anything else. But yeah, yeah. I think I got this at like Ross for like $15 or something like that. Like I was like, oh, don't sleep on like places like Ross and stuff. People always want to be like, oh, Ross is wonderful. It's crazy actually seeing come out with adjustments after F. Yes, that's unbelievable. Didn't know you liked the Dodgers too. Awesome to see it. Rams too, or Raiders because you're in Vegas. First off, I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, I grew up. Like I said, I grew up in LA. I was born and raised in LA. Lived there until I moved to Vegas when I was 21. So I 21 years of life in Los Angeles. Went Dodger games like regularly and stuff. Because like that was also like the things that like you could get tickets to easy. Were like Dodger games and like like everyone knows somebody that like has like regular tickets or can get regular tickets. So I used to go to Dodger games all the time. Grew up Laker, Dodgers. As far as football goes, I never really had a specific team. Like I have a bunch of like kid pictures with me in like the LA Rams jackets back in the 90s when the Rams were the LA Rams before they went to St. Louis. I grew up in a household with like 11 people and like everybody was a different football, like had a different team, right? Like my mom was a Bronco fan. My stepdad was a Oilers fan. My uncle was a Packer fan. My brother was a Charger fan. We had a family friend staying with us for years and years and years. She was like a Viking fan. Like it's just so I grew up loving football, but I never like fell in love. Like Lakers, I fell in love with, right? Like grew up, fell in love with them. Duke, big Duke basketball guy because I fell in love with Christian Laettner and JJ Redick and just Jason Williams, right? Like these guys, I just growing up in the 90s, I fell in love with these guys, like watching these guys, and that was kind of my Coach K was like God with a clipboard. Like it was just amazing, right? Like so it is. But like football, I love football. I love watching football. Every Sunday I have games on the TVs and stuff, even while I'm working and stuff and putting videos together for you guys and all that. Got football playing. But as far as like fall like that, I fell in love with this team. I never really did. Right? Like but it also makes it easy to sports bet because I don't have any bias, right? So football I usually do pretty good because I don't have any like bias when it comes to it. 5 kids. There's your starting 5: Coach Tyler and assistant coach wife. That's facts, right? See, I got my starting 5. I'm ready. I'm putting the team together. I just got to start working on the the bench 5. We'll run a 9-man rotation. Nah, probably like one more. One more. No, wouldn't be against 2 more, but yeah, 1 more. Great win, Tyler. How was the wedding, bro? Oh, first off, appreciate you. Second off, yes, absolute great win. Thirdly, wedding is tomorrow. Today was we had the rehearsal dinner, so we got to try like all the food and oh man, it was great. I loved it, but I am like dying from like a food coma, bro. Like I'm over here just like like I'm struggling. I didn't think I was gonna be able to do a live stream, but I was like, man, I got it. I was like, I got to. Like all I want to do is just like lay down and go to sleep. And I gotta be up early for the wedding and stuff tomorrow. And I gotta get some videos up for this channel for tomorrow. So I still got a lot to do, but I was like, I gotta get a live stream. I was like, we gotta talk. Today was a great day. But I appreciate you. Wizards low lights are brutal. I like JJ coaching so far. Yeah, facts. What a win. Very good game. Yes, agreed. Jury's still out on D'Lo. Got to see how JJ will influence him. Darvin was no. Yeah, I think JJ will probably give it a couple games, handful of games. kind of, excuse me, kind of see if he can get in a rhythm himself. Because like you look at last year, he shot terrible. He was like 31% through the first like 20 games, and then he just like got himself out of the slump. So I can see the Lakers. I can see JJ kind of encouraging him, like, hey, take your shots, do your thing, trust your process, and then if he doesn't start coming around, I can see JJ starting to put him in other positions to try to get him going. Let's see. You see, we much better when LeBron doesn't have to be the coach and play at the same WFX. Facts. Congrats on being the best man and working OT, giving us the content after a huge win. Well, thank you. I really do appreciate that. Seriously, it's very kind of you. And yes, I am. I'm very thankful that somebody wants me to be in their wedding, let alone their best man. I've had a lot. I've had like a lot of people getting married. I'm at that age now where everyone's like getting married or dying. Like it's crazy. So it's like it's it's awesome. But I was like, I gotta jump on. We gotta talk. Like, how can I not? How can I not? One more. Tyler wants sixth man woman off the bench. Yeah, exactly. Gotta have one more. Gotta have this. You gotta get the six man woman, whatever. Yeah, right. I want another boy because then I'll have 3 and 3. I got 3 girls, 2 boys. I need another boy to balance it out. So that way I have 3 and 3. Just keep Austin Reaves in the starting lineup. Yeah. If it continues to play like this, let's go. Is it time to say that Redick is far better coach? If not, when can we say it? Then Darvin Ham? I think that was safe to say. Like obviously we need to see him play, but far better, yes. JJ Redick's he's just better at schemer. He's better at like play design. He's better at the little nuances that you needed for a coach. Trading Vando would hurt, yes. It's been longer than 30 minutes. We appreciate you, bro. I know it's been over an hour. I always say I'm going to do 30 minutes. Well, I saw I was getting close to the chat, so I was like, all right, I'll just try to, or close to the end of the chat. So I was like, I'll just do it. Are the kids on rookie max deals? Sign them for an extension. Yeah. I don't know. They're gonna have to be good. They're gonna do the chores. Gonna have to do that stuff. They want a new deal, but no, that's great. I love that. But anyway, I'm gonna get on out of here. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'm almost positive I'm not going to be able to do a live stream tomorrow. If I can like break away for like 15 minutes or something, just do a quick thing or like make a quick video, especially if we win. If we lose, I probably will. If we lose tomorrow, I'll probably just like leave it alone. Probably just be like, like we'll be okay. But if we win tomorrow, I'll try to get like I don't know, even like just like a quick like little like, oh, we won type thing, especially if the Dodgers win tomorrow too. But like I said, I got the wedding, and then after the wedding is the reception, and that's not done till like 11 at night. So by the time that, and then we leave, and I'm not going to be home to probably 1, 2 in the morning. So it's going to be a long night. Plus, I want to enjoy myself, get my beak wet a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't want to be coming on here like, hey, everybody, welcome to the street. Like, I want to, enjoy myself. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Stakes, that's who it was. Stakes, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. It helps me a ton. You guys are awesome. And hit the like button on your way out. Please take a quick second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on the way out.